Hey there, if you are an English learner in North America, maybe you're living in the United States or Canada, this live is for you. Hi, my name is Jessie. I'm an American accent coach, and I help English learners improve their pronunciation, reduce their foreign accent, and have more of an American/Canadian accent if that is their goal. So today I want to just give a quick announcement, and that is do you understand English in class but get lost when natives speak fast? Netflix might feel impossible to follow. Coworkers talk too fast. Native speakers don't sound like your teacher. What is going on? The truth is, you are not bad at English. You are just missing one puzzle piece. And the truth is, classroom English is not really real English. Natives connect words, drop sounds, change sounds, etc., which is something that you might not have learned in school. That's why English feels so fast. But once you know the hidden rules, everything starts to click and make sense. So, do you want to finally understand natives at full speed? Hear English as it's actually spoken and sound more natural yourself. If this interests you, I want you to know about my upcoming beta program, and it is called Connected Speech Secrets. So, the final goal is that you will be able to understand how to understand English speakers, native English speakers, when they speak in English. If, at the end, the course will eventually be a quick mini course that you can finish in a weekend. So, I'm not the kind of person that likes to have big courses that are overwhelming with too much information and it's just hard to finish. My goal is to have a quick mini reference for you guys, but then also a practice library where you can practice and, you know, put it into practice everything you've learned. This most likely will be a self-study course after. But I am going to run this the first 1 or 2 times as a beta program. What this means is if you are interested and you want to participate, you can join as a founding member. As a founding member, you guys will have 4 weeks of group Zooms where you guys can ask questions, we can practice different things. Um, you'll have the lessons that I've created and that I'm continuing to create throughout the program. And you will get my personalized feedback. If you have any questions about how to use some of the principles or lessons that I have shared with you guys, you can ask me. And this would include lifetime access to the final course materials and updates. So just to be fully transparent with you guys, it will be pretty small when we start. But as we meet as a group and you ask questions and you say, "Well, I really want to learn this and that," I will add it and I will continue to add more and more materials that can help you improve your English, your understanding of English, and to help you speak more like a native speaker. So, the beta price right now, because it was lower, it's going to go higher. The beta price is $79. Um, Eventually, I plan for it to be, $140 or more when I actually launch it. And during this program, as I said, you guys will be giving me your feedback. What did you like? What did you not like? And it just helps me shape the course and build it the way that an English learner would appreciate it. Um, a question that you might be asking is when does this beta course launch? I plan to launch this beta program near the end of September. So if you want to save your spot, join the waitlist. The waitlist is in the description of this YouTube video. On TikTok, it should be in my bio somewhere. So if you're interested and you would like to eventually finally understand natives at full speed, hear English like it's actually spoken, and sound more natural yourself, this is the perfect program for you. So I'm going to open up the stage for any questions that you guys might have about this or questions about other things. So, gonna check out my comment section on YouTube. Hi. And then I have someone say, "Are you going to judge my accent in this live stream?" I can. Do you want me to do it now? I have a I have a request to judge accents. To judge an accent. Um, I'm just gonna see if there's any questions. American da, 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 da. All right. I can do it right now. Let's do it right now. Let's do it now. So I'm just gonna prepare. Uh, and of course, if you guys have any questions, ask them. But I'm gonna prepare my voice note that I'm going to be judging. It sounds really intense. But yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. Mm-mm-mm. But I will look at I will look at the comment section after. Because I'm gonna start to judge my accent. Judge My Accent, a place on Reddit where English learners can get their accent judged.
Wow. So who's my next victim?
I'm just kidding. I'm here to help you and judge your accent so that you can improve your accent and speak more like a native English speaker with an American accent. Let's go. All right, so in this episode of Judge My Accent, I have a follower that asked me to do a review of their accent. So they sent me a short little clip. And if you're watching either live or just the replay, you can guess, where do you think this person's from? Okay, because it was difficult. I listened to it once and I had an idea, but I'm curious what you guys think. So here it is.
Dinosaurs are reptiles which appeared on Earth about 225 million years ago. They dominated the Earth for 160 million years and existed until 65 million years ago.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think? I'm just going to take some notes as I am letting you guys guess where he's from. And I'm going to play the next one as well and let you guys guess. And meanwhile, I'll try to take notes.
Matter is made up of one or different type of elements. Under normal conditions, no other element exists as an independent atom in nature except normal gases. However, a group of atoms is found to exist together as one species having characteristic properties. Such a group of atoms is called a molecule. Obviously, there must be some force of its holes. These constituent atoms together in the molecules. The attractive force of its holds various atoms together in different chemical species is called chemical bond. Since the formation of chemical compounds takes place as a result of only certain
All right, let me get your guys' guesses. If you're watching the replay, comment what accent do you think, or where do you think he's from based on his accent? So I listened to it and I was like, oh my goodness, this is really hard to guess where he's from. Because very often when I listen to English learners, when they speak English, I can usually tell with their TH. Like, do they pronounce it as a D, a Z? And that can help me figure it out. And with the R would really help me. Like, is it trilled? Um, is it like an L? You know? This guy, good job. I don't know if I actually got your name, but good job in working on your accent to get to that level. Um, and I said, "Ah, I have a feeling he might be Asian. I could be wrong." And he said, yes, I was correct on that part. So, um, the feedback I'm going to give, as always, when I am working on accent reduction, when people are working on their own accents and trying to reduce their foreign accent, one piece of advice that I give is to focus on the most obvious problem, okay? The most obvious thing that makes it sound like English is not your first language. Sometimes it's a sound. So it might be the TH, it might be the R, those are the common ones that people, mispronounce. Um, in this case, sir, I don't know your name. Sorry, I don't know your name. Um, your thing that you should work on if you want to have more of an American accent is stress and rhythm. I think that's how I knew it was Asian or an Asian language, because I know there's lots. It just seemed like it might be like you might speak a first language that is syllable timed and not stress timed like English. And it's just kind of like, this is my English. It just kind of, it doesn't have that flow and that, that flow of English. So I would say work on stress and rhythm. Okay. When you shadow, if you guys don't know what shadowing is, it's when you listen to native speakers speak and you repeat after them exactly as they say it. And this helps you to get a feel for what it feels like to speak English. So if you're shadowing, focus on where are the different syllables longer, higher in pitch, right? Um, and yeah, where the words are stressed. Also, something I'll mention, you pretty much mastered like the th. I could tell that your tongue is between your teeth, which is something a lot of English learners have trouble with. But there were certain words. There were certain words that it came out. Ah, it's the first message you said the th. I think it's a t. And if the last word in the last voicemail, if it was 13, I think I heard 13, right? Like a Z or an S. I think I heard that. So what that means is that you were able to master the th, but sometimes your native language affects that. You know what I mean? It'll come up like your native language will still have influence on the way that you speak English. So it's just a question of practice, but you've pretty much mastered that. So I'm just going to write this out again. Stress and rhythm is what I would really focus on if I were you. Okay. Stress and rhythm. That is what you should focus on. Oh no, this is backwards, is it not? I'm gonna have to flip that. This is backwards. I don't think I've ever had that happen to me. 1 second, I'm gonna see if I can flip it. Mirror my image. There we go. Stress and rhythm. There we go. Um, and you guys are backwards over there on TikTok, so I'm going to fix that right away. And I'm gonna give an example. There we go. I'm gonna give an example. Um, there are words that you could pronounce perfectly. You can use the perfect sounds, um, but it just doesn't sound like the word, right? I'm gonna give this example. You did not say this word, but it is something that I saw this week. So it should be majesty, majesty, right? But if you pronounce it something like majesty, majesty, then people will be like, I don't understand. I've had a lot of clients. I could think of one that lives in Canada, and he's like, I've pronounced it correctly. Why don't people understand? If your stress is at the wrong place, then it will sound incorrect. Native speakers won't understand the word. For example, like majesty, majesty. If you say that wrong, it's people will get confused. So I'm hoping that helps. All right. Hi, Ganesh. I'm good. How are you? So, um, I'm gonna go on to questions. So Q&A. Let me know if you want me to say some of the sentences that you said, um, with my accent, with the accent review I just did. But let me know. So, can you explain factors that influence pronunciation in English? Um, that's a good question. That's a good question. And you're very welcome. I'm hoping that helps, right? Instead of saying, "I hoping it helps," I'm hoping it helps, right? Let me know if it helps. So factors that affect pronunciation in English. When we have a native language, which we all do, when we are learning a new language. So for you guys, we're going to say English. Any sounds that are not the same, your instinct will be to replace it with the sounds from your native language that sound the same to you, but really aren't. So that affects pronunciation, like mouth placement as well, um, rhythm, the way that you pronounce things. If you sound really choppy and separate your words. So if you separate your words and you make it sound like every word is separate, that's going to affect your accent. Um, yeah. Let me know if you have another question though. I could definitely answer it. So TikTok, do you guys have any questions? I don't see any questions. Hello from Brazil. Brazil. Hello. Good. I'm gonna check it out again. See if I have any more questions. This might be a really short live, but if not, I can also go over some exercises. There's no more comments here. TikTok, do you have any questions? YouTube, do you have any questions? If not, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to share my screen. Hello from Vietnam. Hello. Ugh, okay. Yeah, good, good. Okay, I'm going to go to my chat GPT. Not chat GPT, sorry. I'm going to go to a Word document and I'm going to actually write out what he said in his voice note. And I'll say it as a native speaker, and then I'll compare it with what he had said. So I know you cannot see my screen yet, but I'll show you it eventually. Okay. Control. Okay. All right. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. Thank you for your patience. I got a comment. Native speakers shadowing can remove native language influence. Yes, yeah, I truly believe it. And like I mentioned in my last video, having a goal each time you shadow. So if you're working on the TH sound, you know, shadow and think about, notice when they use the TH sound and use it. Do you need an editor for your channel by any chance? No, I don't. But thank you for asking. I pretty much edit all my stuff by myself. Um, all right. I'm gonna share my screen. Which screen? We're gonna write out what he actually said. And I'm wondering if this this word, it's gonna understand everything that you said. And I'm just wondering because, oops, there were um, there were some things that I personally did not understand, and it was not. I don't think it had to do with your pronunciation. I think it had to do with your stress and rhythm.
Dinosaurs are reptiles which appeared on Earth about 225 million years ago. They dominated the Earth for 160 million years and existed until 65 million years ago.
Okay. Something I'll mention too. Oh, crap. I forgot to shut it off. Um, I think you said 225 million years ago. 225 million years ago. So be careful. We say 225 million years ago, just so that you know. And then the next one, I'll show you right now. And if you're still watching, what's your first language? Is it like Cantonese? I could be wrong. this person here that sent me the voice note. Is it Cantonese? I feel like it might be.
Matter is made up of one or different type of elements. Under normal conditions, no other element exists as an independent atom in nature except normal gases. However, a group of atoms is found to exist together as one species having characteristic properties. Such a group of atoms is called a molecule. Obviously, there must be some force of its holds these constituent atoms together in the molecules. The attractive force of which holds various atoms together in different chemical species is called chemical bond. Since the formation of chemical compounds takes place as a result of only certain
Okay, there we go. And just, I don't know if you heard that, but when you said Earth, I heard you say ERT. And 13, I heard 13. So just be careful with the TH, which is what I mentioned earlier. I'm also going to copy this. I'm going to stop sharing really quickly, just so that I can, just so that I can, sorry, I read some in the comments, just that I can prepare ChatGPT because I want to share with you something really fun. Patreon. On my Patreon, I shared this. Oh, I shared something that's really helpful for ChatGPT prompts. Patreon.com. This is gonna work. Am I a member or am I a creator? I'm a creator. There we go. This is amazing. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna see. Did you tell me what your first language is? I'm really curious. No, that's okay. I love your accent. Are you a native English speaker? Yes, I am. Thank you. I'm from Canada. So I'm an English speaker in Canada. So I'm going to share my screen again just to share with you guys how to use ChatGPT to help you improve your rhythm and intonation. And I kind of wish I knew what this guy's first language is. I'm sorry, you probably left because I said that I was done, but I'm going to do this further. So let's do this. And I'm going to ask ChatGPT, can you add proper punctuation to this message? Because remember, this is the message that Word dictated. Okay. Okay. How to pronounce it literally? Because someone asked how to pronounce literally. I have a bunch of small videos sharing how to pronounce literally. So it's literally, or literally. And I also have a song. So if you go to American accent training, I don't have this with me, but American accent training with Jess on YouTube, I have a song to help you improve your pronunciation of literally. Turtle. So it's tur, and it's going to be like a D sound. D, a fast D, dull. Turtle. Hello, Diane. Hi, Michael. Mayal. You know, it's not Michael. Is it Meow? But sorry. All right, so we have the proper pronunciation added. Um, Now I'll say a little prompt that I find really helpful. It is, I'm going to assume that he speaks Cantonese, okay? I don't know if it's Cantonese, but I'm going to guess it's Cantonese. So I'll say, can you compare and contrast the connected speech, stress, intonation rules between American English and um, I'll just say Asian languages with special focus on Cantonese. I'm not sure if he actually speaks Cantonese, but that's just my guess. Please include word stress, sentence stress, and unnatural habits that might carry through to uh, carry through. I think I'll have to change that prompt. Um, to an Asian speaker. There we go. So we're just gonna have a quick forget it. It was autocorrector. Michael. Michael. Okay, cool. Um, all right. So this talks about the different kind of problems that you might have if you speak an Asian language. Um, so content words in American English, like nouns, main verbs, adjectives, adverbs get stressed, right? So function words like articles, prepositions, auxiliaries, they are really reduced and they're shortened. Whereas um, Asian languages often give more stress, more equal stress to each word. So that's what I thought I was hearing when he was talking. So instead of saying, I want to go to the store, I want to go to the store, I want to go to the store, you might hear, I want to go to the store. I want to go to the store, right? So it's very like very equal in terms of stress on each syllable. Um, so it says, would you like me to create a side by side sentence? Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually going to go through this. And you. And again, these prompts that I'm copying from, they are from my Patreon. So I'm just copying and pasting from prompts that I've already shared with you guys. So I'll say, can you write these sentences and put in capital letters where the stress is and put in bold what potentially might be a challenge or done incorrectly by I'm going to say an Asian speaker, Asian, possibly Cantonese speaker. So we're going to do a comparison. All right. I'm going to answer TikTok in a little bit. All right. So we're going to read it like a native speaker. Oh, I don't have to do that. So dinosaurs, listen how there's stress on like where it's capitalized. So dinosaurs, you can even exaggerate when you're practicing just to see what it feels like. So I'm going to exaggerate first and then I'll say it naturally after. And feel free to repeat after me. So dinosaurs are reptiles which appeared on Earth about 225 million years ago, right? So dinosaurs are reptiles. Repeat after me. Dinosaurs are reptiles which appeared on Earth about 225 million years ago. About 225 million years ago, right? So it's not like million years ago, right? So you really want to have that stress and rhythm. So they dominated, repeat after me, the earth, tongue between your teeth, earth. And we don't always say for, we tend to say for. It rhymes with her when it's in a sentence, in the middle of a sentence. So the earth for 160 million years and existed until 65 million years ago. I'm gonna exaggerate a little less. They dominated the Earth for 160 million years and existed until 65 million years ago. So can you hear that there's kind of like there's a rhythm. There are certain syllables that are stressed more than others. So I'm hoping this helps a little bit. Um, I'm hoping this helps. I'm going to stop sharing my screen and start answering questions. So let's do this. All right. So how are you? I'm good. How are you? I'm going to answer questions on YouTube first, and then I'm going to check out my TikTok because I do see questions on TikTok. Um, I got another question here, and it's how do you pronounce this word? This is how I pronounce it. So the CH, it's going to be a K sound. Schedule. And the D, schedule. 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 That's how I say it. I've heard of people say schedule, I think. It sounds really weird to me, but I understand what people say, what they mean when they say it. But I say schedule. Good. All right. I'm going to put my little Q&A, my little Q&A emoji or whatever it is on the top. So I got a question. By the way, can you tell me how to study the tenses? Um, I know your English is really, really good. So I think you probably are talking about like more complex tenses. When you're talking about more complex tenses, I think you might be referring to tenses that native speakers say wrong. But I would say just practice. Um, I guess it depends which tenses you're talking about, but you could practice with ChatGPT. But I think really just talking to native speakers, you're going to be like, you're going to hear how it's supposed to sound. And I mean, native speakers make mistakes. So if you are studying for an actual exam, maybe don't always learn from native speakers. But I say just practice, use those tenses, get corrected when you need to be corrected. Personally, I don't like the idea of studying languages, like reading a book. Like, I don't want to read a dictionary. I don't want to read a grammar book. I will play in the language and practice. And as I have questions, I might refer to a grammar book, but I don't believe in like studying. That's my personal philosophy. Okay. All right. Hi, good day. Can you spell Daryl, please? You mean say? Do you want me to pronounce it? All right. And of course, YouTube always gets priority for questions. Okay. So if you want your question answered, this is the name Daryl. Dare. So it's like an A. It's like the word dare. Daryl. 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 Can you offer oh, it's transcription? I am not an IPA expert. I'm learning it, of course, to be able to help my clients. But what I will do for you is I'm going to go to ChatGPT and get them to transcribe Daryl for us in IPA. Can you transcribe Daryl in IPA? I mean, I think I have an idea, but I'm not confident enough to really tell you what it is. Okay, so this is the one I told you. Daryl. Oh, Daryl. I guess you could say Daryl too. If that I don't think that sounds so weird to me. I say Daryl like this. This is the one that I gave you. Oh, I guess I'm not sharing my screen with you, am I? 1 second, I'm gonna share my screen with you guys. I thought I was sharing it. Um, mhm, 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 mhm. Okay, let's share screen. There we go. So this is the IPA transcription. Personally, I use the first one, Daryl. This one, it says it's like the first vowel is like in cat, at, Daryl. Again, that sounds really weird for me. I say Daryl. Good question. It's a really good question. Can you pronounce when you say this, do you mean like YouTube channel or do you mean like the perfume? I'll do both. I'm curious what you mean. I'll do both. So, this is this not the perfume? Chanel, Coco Chanel? And then this is ch. So it's a ch rather than a sh, which is this one. Channel, channel. So I have a YouTube channel. I like to wear, is it Coco Chanel perfume? Chanel. There, there. I'm hoping that helps. Schedule. Yes, I am. It's really great. Okay, there's no more questions on TikTok. Good. So I'm going to share. I'm gonna give you guys some time to come up with any questions if you have any questions, because I don't have any, which is awesome. I mean, it's good if you guys have questions. It's good if you don't. Um, all right. So thank you so much for making an effort. Making an effort. We put in between making an effort into helping me with my question. I really appreciate it. You're very welcome. I'm happy to help. All right. So it looks like we don't have any more questions, but I will do a quick little announcement because I think it's really important. I get this question a lot. I understand English in the classroom, but I do not understand when I hear natives. So I'm doing a quick little a quick little announcement. So do you understand English in class but get lost when natives speak? Do you feel like Netflix feels impossible to follow? Coworkers talk too fast if you live in Canada or the United States? And natives don't really sound like your teacher. And don't worry, you're not bad at English. You don't have to study a bunch of vocabulary. You're just missing one puzzle piece. The truth is that classroom English is not like real English. And native speakers, such as myself, we connect words together rather than pronouncing them separately. We drop and lose sounds. We sometimes add sounds and we sometimes change sounds when we put words together. And that's why English feels so fast because everything is just one word smushed together rather than separate words, which would make it easier. So once you know the hidden rules and why sounds change, everything clicks and makes sense. So if you want to finally understand natives at full speed, hear English as it's actually spoken, and start to sound more natural and native yourself, I want you guys to consider this upcoming course that I have. It's called Connected Speech Secrets. It's going to be launched as a beta program. So I'll have a group of people with me um, and we will build it. I'll build it based on their feedback and what they want. So this course, once it is finished, it will eventually be a quick reference mini course that you can finish in a weekend. So you don't have to dedicate hours and days and weeks to studying. You have a reference that you can look at quickly, and a practice library where you can really put into practice what you've learned. So this will most likely be a self-study course, but in the beginning, I'm going to launch it as a beta course, and I'm looking for founding members. So if you're interested, you will get 4 weeks of group Zooms with me and the rest of the group, lessons as they're created. So full transparency, I will only have a few lessons when we start, and I'm building them as we go through our program. And you'll have my personalized feedback. If you have any questions about pronunciation or understanding anything, and you'll have lifetime access to final course materials and updates. So, whatever we do in those 4 weeks, if I add anything later, you'll have access to it. And right now, it's only $79. In the future, I plan to have it listed as $149 or more. So this is a really good deal. And that $149 is without contact with me. This is self-study. So if you are interested in giving me your feedback and going through 4 weeks with me, um, you'll be able to help shape the course. And this will be launched as a beta program at the end of September. So if you're interested and you want to save your spot, join the waitlist, which is down in the description of this video. It's something that but, I wish I had. I wish I had in French and Spanish. Alright. The other day I heard a native speaker say she don't like it, and it makes me think if I was wrong about doesn't for the third person or singular. It's often for native speakers to talk like that, or was this case exceptional? Are you in the United States, Alberta? I forget. So, she don't like it. This is sometimes I'll hear it with, like, African Americans. Sometimes they'll drop the S. I've heard that, "Oh, she don't like it," you know? Yeah, she do that. But generally speaking, third person singular should be she doesn't like it. So if you can tell me, were they African American? But sometimes we will joke as well and, not add the third person singular, but that's more of an exceptional case. I would say she doesn't. I'm hoping that helps. Hi, could you make videos for trailer drivers? Oh, I know exactly what you mean. Um, is it because in the United States they're stopping trailer drivers, I say semi drivers, truck drivers, and asking them questions, and if not, they're like they lose their job, right? Um, Alberto, I don't know if you know my Instagram, but if you know the kind of questions that you guys get asked, I can maybe do a video for that. Um, American accent. It breaks my heart. Honestly, I read the news and it's so sad. So, if any of you guys know, if any of you guys know what questions truck drivers are asked, send me an email, not an email, sorry, a direct message with American Accent Training with Jess, and tell me what kind of questions you heard people have been asked, what kind of questions you think you might be asked, um, and I can definitely try and do a video practicing that, just so that you guys can start hearing that and recognizing what the questions mean. Okay, you had to leave midway. You're Hindi. Okay, your first language is Hindi. Okay. Okay. Interesting. That's really cool. Um, that's really cool. I wouldn't have guessed. So I think that's it for questions. Yep. Looks like there's no more questions. So I'm going to end this. If you're watching the replay, eventually there should be a video popping up here. You can click on it. And thank you to everyone who's come. And if you guys know any questions that you might be asked as a truck driver in the United States to test your English, send me a message and I will try to do a video on that. Anyways, take care. Bye bye.